Manufacturers in Nigeria's textile industry are under strain as the cost of energy has almost doubled over the last 1 month as a result of the naira devaluation. Some manufacturers say the expenses on gas, a vital source of power for their operations, rose 90% month on month. Here are the details of this and other stories making headlines in Africa.
Nigeria's inability to supply and distribute sufficient electricity has left businesses at the mercy of generators that consume diesel and petrol. Manufacturers spend 40% of their total production cost on generating energy. In June 2023, the Central Bank of Nigeria collapsed all segments of the foreign exchange market into the investors and exporters window. Central Bank of Nigeria says in order to minimize the impact of the volatility of the floating exchange rate on monthly invoices, it was reviewing an approach where the naira equivalent of the gas price would be calculated using the simple average of the daily exchange rate for the applicable month of invoice. Meanwhile, the Food and Agriculture Organization says 20.3 million Sudanese people, representing over 42% of the national total population, are experiencing high levels of acute food insecurity. According to the latest integrated food security phase projections, 14 million people across Sudan are facing a food crisis and 6.3 million in a more critical food emergency. The report attributes this alarming situation to the ongoing armed conflict in Sudan, coupled with the subsequent economic downturn and mass displacement. Particularly affected regions include the capital city Khartoum, as well as the Western Darfur region and the southern state of South Kordofan. The report further emphasizes that the armed conflict has inflicted severe damage on essential infrastructure, including healthcare facilities, schools, power grids, communication networks, and water treatment systems. And finally, Tunisia has announced that its grain harvest has plunged by 60% to 250,000 tons this year due to an unprecedented drought. The decline in grain production is likely to deepen Tunisia's financial difficulties as it tries to clinch an international rescue package. Thousands of farmers in the North African state are facing bankruptcy amid concerns of food security. Rain-fed farming constitutes most of Tunisia's cropland. Tunisia has been facing a shortage of essential commodities, and bakeries fear closure as wheat shortage drags on.